Hello, everybody. It is Monday, March 9th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. If you are still watching, get comfortable, buddy, because we have a long one today. We have so many things to talk about, multiple sports, five of them, multiple things within those five sports. So we gotta get right into it because we might set a record for longest solo episode today. Let's get started with the big news. There are so many big moves, but we're gonna start with football because today is day one of NFL free agency, and we have so many moves already being made, and not just small moves either, big moves. Big moves. So let's just jump right into it. Where should we start? I guess we'll start with the move that pertains to the 49ers. This is a move I'm very happy about. The 49ers signing Mike Evans to a 3-year, $60 million deal. And I love this signing. I love it so much. I mean, Mike Evans, you take a look at the stats. He's so unbelievably good. Has he has a tie. He's tied for the most consecutive 1,000 receiving yard seasons with the GOAT Jerry Rice. Um, he's a Super Bowl champion, won Super Bowl 55 with the Buccaneers. He does have a little bit. I mean, he's older now. There are a little bit of injury problems. He is 32. When the season starts, he'll be 33. Um, Taken the first round, seventh overall of the 2014 NFL Draft, and career wise, he has 866 receptions, 13,052 yards, and 108 touchdowns. This guy is a certified baller, future Hall of Famer, and he is a count it 6-time Pro Bowler. I think there's got to be an All Pro in there. Um, will this ad please go away? How many All Pros does he have? Three All Pros, one first team All Pro in his rookie year. Um, Aside from this past season, he has never played below 13 games in a year, and he is older now, so you can't really expect that to continue. But he's such a consistent player, and I think that's part of what I love. Part of why I think that's Let's reset that. I think that's part of why I love this deal so much is because having a consistent guy at wide receiver is a luxury to have, especially in today's NFL. And he's just going to come in. He's going to be a veteran leader presence. He's going to do his job. He's going to do his job well. And he's going to help the young guys as well. But I just think he brings consistency and certability. Is that a word? He brings consistency and he brings great play to the wide receiver position, which we kind of were in need of. But I mean, if you take a look at the career resume, you take a look at the stats, including last year in the limited sample size, he was still good. And you take a look at what he's done and what he's won. I love this signing for the 49ers. And even if he isn't the same player that he once was, the player that he once was is a Hall of Fame worthy player. So you can expect that he's still going to have his moments. And I don't expect him to be, awful. I expect him to be good. I mean, you can't really expect him to be great like he was for Tampa Bay, but I do expect him to be good. I expect him to be wide receiver one for this team. And I really, I'm just ecstatic that we got Mike Evans. He was at the top of my wish list for the 49ers free agency signings. I was hoping we would get a guy like him. I was hoping we would get him, just period. And we did. We got him on day one. I love this move from Lynch, and I'm so happy Mike Evans is going to be in the Bay for the next 3 years. Um, Taking a look at other moves, there are a lot of big ones, and we'll go next to Kenneth Walker III, who signed with the Kansas City Chiefs on a 3-year deal worth $43 million, 28.7 guaranteed, average annual value $14.3 million. So, Kenneth Walker, we know who he is. He ran wild in the playoffs. He was very good for the Seahawks. He won the Super Bowl 60 MVP, and now he's going to be going to Kansas City. Excuse me. Um, Kansas City, we know about them. We know they missed the playoffs for the first time in a very long time. And the point that I keep coming back to is if you're going to be a good team, you're going to be a successful team in the NFL, you're going to have to run the football. And that's just the truth of the matter. You're going to have to run the football. And Kenneth Walker is a very good running back. And even though you have Patrick Mahomes, you still need a running game if you're going to win a Super Bowl, which those are their aspirations. So having a guy like him is great. Looking at his stats last year, he played all 17 games, 221 attempts for 1,027 yards, 5 touchdowns, 46 first downs. He also had 283 receiving yards. Um, he finished second in Rookie of the Year. Um, in 2022, that's when he kind of broke out. And he scores, man. He's 9, 8, 7, and 5 touchdowns in uh, each of his years. Actually, it would be 9, 9, 8, and 5 touchdowns in his 4 years in the league. So Kenneth Walker, I think this is a good signing for the Chiefs, and I'm a little bit surprised he left Seattle. I'm not sure why he would do that unless they weren't going to pay him, because they just won the Super Bowl there. I think there might be a little bit of diva going on there, Le'Veon Bell running back type thing, but he got paid, he cashed in with a very good team, so um, good for him getting paid. Other big signings, there are so many of them. It's not the question of trying to find them, it's where do we go next? Let's talk quarterbacks now. Couple of flip flops going on here. Malik Willis signs with the Dolphins. We knew Malik Willis was going to get paid. I'm not really sure how that was the expectation, because I mean, he has how many games has he even started? Is it even in the double digits? That's the thing about quarterbacks, man. They get paid even if they don't really do that much. Um, he has started 6 games in his NFL career, which is 4 years. He's 3-3 in those starts. His career yards 1,322 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and then he does have. Dude, where are the rushing yards? Oh, not there. It keeps scrolling. This guy made 6 starts in his career, 3-3, 1,322 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and he's getting paid $67.5 million over the next 3 years to be the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. Now, I have no problem with Malik Willis. I'm kind of a fan of his. I think he definitely has talent. He has potential to be something good. And I think the Titans were wrong to move on from him so soon, because he definitely flashed potential. But 6 starts, and he's getting paid $67 million, 45 guaranteed. That seems like a little bit much to me. And I guess that's just kind of the nature of the quarterback market now. But I mean, good for the Dolphins. Definitely good for Malik Willis getting paid. But I mean, that's a lot of money to be paying a guy who's made 6 starts in his career. And I definitely think this can work out for him, but that's a ton of money. I guess we'll see how it goes. I liked what I saw from him in Green Bay, especially. He's a great dual threat quarterback. The Dolphins don't have that many pieces around him, though. I guess we'll see how this one works out for them. And you might be wondering, if you haven't been keeping up on the news, why are the Dolphins signing a quarterback? They have Tua Tagovailoa. Not anymore, they don't. He was released earlier today, and he is signing with the Atlanta Falcons. Can I find Tua Tagovailoa? Where is he? Maybe he hasn't signed yet, but I think he's planning on signing. Um, I mean, you look at this 2023 year, 11-6 and 17 starts, 4,624 yards, 19 touchdowns. In 2022, he got MVP votes. He made a Pro Bowl in 2023. 2022 and 2023 are very strong years. The rest of them do not look as good, and I'm really shocked as to how he can go from being considered one of the best in the league and getting paid a butt ton of money to just straight up being released, even though it cost the Falcon or the Dolphins, even though it cost them $99 million in dead cap. That is, I'm left literally scratching my head trying to figure out where it went wrong for Tua Tagovailoa because I'm really not sure. It's very unfortunate, but he was not good last year, and really not the year before that either. I guess what are you gonna do? I guess we'll have to see how his career goes, but man, that's really harsh. Let's go to the Saints now. The Saints signed Travis Etienne to a 4-year, $52 million deal. Travis Etienne is a good back. His rookie year was fantastic. The next two were not good. And then this past year, he really kind of broke out, if that makes sense, and played very well for the Jaguars, who made the playoffs, won the AFC South. Now he's going to the other South, the NFC South, to be on the Saints. He's a good running back, but I think the main question here is what does this mean for Alvin Kamara, and why are the Saints paying Travis Etienne so much money if they have Alvin Kamara? Is he the replacement? Could we be seeing Alvin Kamara on the move very soon? I think that might be more likely than not. Alvin Kamara, what a great player he kind of, I want to say was. He's not that player anymore. Um, but the Saints, I guess, thought it was time to move on, so they did. They also signed David Edwards, a guard slash tackle from Buffalo, $61 million over 4 years. What else we got? Another. This is probably a big move that nobody's really talking about. Tyler Linderbaum, who was the center for the Ravens, is now going to the Raiders, and he's a very good player, very underrated. I don't think a lot of people are going to be talking about this very much, but I think this is huge because the Raiders, they're trying to rebuild, and they went out. They got one of the best centers in the league to protect Fernando Mendoza, who they're going to draft, and to block for Ashton Genty. For what the Raiders want to do on offense, having a good O-line is going to be very important. It's always important to have a good O-line, especially for this system that Kubiak runs coming from the Shanahan system. I love this signing for the Raiders. And it's 60 million total guaranteed money, 27 million average annual value. And I mean, I think it's a fantastic move for the Raiders, even though I doubt they're going to be competing. I seriously doubt that. Just for the future and just for protecting your quarterback and developing him right, I love this move. We'll also talk about wide receiver. We're going to switch to wide receivers now. Talk about because these two moves kind of go together. Alec Pierce, he got paid, dude. 4 years, $114 million. AAV 28.5, 84 mil guaranteed, and guaranteed at signing 60 million. That's a ton. And Alec Pierce, I think he's a good receiver. He's a very good deep ball threat. He probably had, let's check his stats. I think he had his best year last season. Let's take a look. Um, yeah, looking at the yards per reception, 22 2 years ago, 21 last year. He broke 1,000 for the first time last season with this only 47 catches to get to 1,000, and he had 6 touchdowns, 7 the year before. And I think that might be a little bit much in terms of the money, but he's a good receiver, and they locked him up 28 mil per year. And they also traded Michael Pittman Jr. They traded him to the Steelers. I like this move for the Steelers too For the Colts, I guess they wanted to clear up some room because they had to pay Pierce. And for the Steelers, you get a consistent wide receiver, kind of like Mike Evans, but Michael Pittman. I like him a lot. I liked him ever since he came into the whole. I liked him ever since he came into the league because I watched his YouTube vlogs when I was in eighth grade, so that's fun. But I'm pretty high on Pittman. I think it's a good move. But for Pierce, maybe a little bit much on the money side. Wan'Dale Robinson went to the Titans, 4 years, $78 million. I think that's an overpay. I mean, I'm not really familiar. Maybe I'm not familiar with Wan'Dale Robinson's game, and he was on the Giants, but that feels like a lot of money. Uh, let's take a look at some D linemen. Jalen Phillips. This is the biggest total value so far this offseason, this free agency. He is getting 4 years, 120 million from the Panthers, former Eagle, former Dolphin, edge slash linebacker. He's getting paid. Good for the Panthers. Adafe Owe went from the Chargers to the Commanders. 4 years, 100 million. Nice, even to 25 per year. Other D lineman John Franklin Myers from the Broncos to the Titans, 363. Boye Mafe from the Seahawks goes to the Bengals, 3 years, 60 million. These a couple things just popped in my head real quick, so we're gonna get talk about them after I get this one out of the way. Um, Tremaine Edmonds, he was released by the Bears, I think, and now he's going to the Giants, 3 years, 36 mil. These two extensions, I haven't. The first one I haven't really talked about, which I'm not happy that I forgot. But what happened was the Niners extended Eddie Pinheiro 4 years. I think it's like I can't remember what the number is. Let me pull it up. Sorry. 4 years, 17 million. I I love Eddie Pinheiro. He is such a good kicker. And considering what we've been through in terms of Jake Moody for the past couple of years, having a reliable kicker is now just such a good thing to have. And we got one, Eddie Pinheiro. He only missed one field goal this past season, and it was when he tried from 64 against the Colts before the half ended. And I just think he's such a good player. The fans love him, the teammates love him, and I'm so happy that we locked him up for 4 years because he is a really great kicker, and I'm glad he's getting his pay. I'm glad he's getting what he deserves, and I'm glad that we have a reliable kicker for the next 4 years and hopefully more than that. And Trent McDuffie also got extended. He got a huge contract right after being traded from the Chiefs to the Rams. He got extended for 4 years, $124 million, $100 million guaranteed. That is a ton of money. He's now the highest paid cornerback in NFL history. Maybe a little bit of an overpay, but inflation. I think that's all we have to talk about for the NFL. I mean, other free agents that are still on the board: Trey Hendrickson. Um, Travis Kelsey. He re-signed on a 1 year deal. Um, there are so many moves going on. It's kind of hard to keep track of all of them, if we're being honest. But I'm waiting for it to load so I can see who's still available. Trey Hendrickson, Tyreek Hill, Jawan Taylor, Marshawn Lattimore, Trayvon Diggs, Christian Deebo Samuel still available. There are a good amount of players available. Um, so we'll just keep an eye on things, see where they end up. Uh, yeah, it's making my head hurt. All the free agents that are going off the board already. So now we're gonna switch gears. It's only 20 minutes in. If you're still here, thank you. You are a warrior. Thank you for grinding it out. Um, let's go to Formula One. Formula One, the first race of the year happened yesterday. I was so excited to watch it, and I couldn't because it's been moved to Apple TV. So I I hate that. Um, by the way. So I couldn't watch the race, but I watched the highlights. And what happened was George Russell won the race, followed by his teammate Kimi Antonelli, dominant from Mercedes in the second half. But it was interesting. In the start of the Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc went from fourth to first. Um, the race starts were going to be chaotic. That's kind of what they've been saying is that the starts is kind of dangerous now. It's kind of inconsistent, and the starts are going to see a lot of overtakes. And we did see a ton of overtakes yesterday. The problem was it was mostly just from cars passing each other and then repassing. So a lot of the overtakes were just pass, repass, trading position a couple times a lap, which is fun to watch, but it's also like you know it gets boring after a while, honestly, and it's hard for the drivers because of the rule changes, which we mentioned. But just looking at it from how the race ended up, Mercedes looked completely dominant, and then Ferrari was next. Leclerc and Hamilton finished 3 and 4, 35 seconds ahead of Lando Norris, the defending world champion in the McLaren. Max Verstappen went from 20th to sixth, and Oscar Piastri, the home hero, he crashed on the formation lap, and it was dry conditions too. So I don't know what happened there. Kind of the home race curse being put on the Australian, but Arvin Lindblad scored points in his F1 debut, and that's kind of it. It's hard to talk about stuff when you can't watch it Apple TV. Gosh, that's so you can't do that, man. That's ridiculous. You can't make sporting event exclusive. Well, I guess NBC is doing that, but streaming, streaming. Oh well. Let's talk. Let's talk basketball really quick. We're gonna get to the WBC at the end to preview that. We're gonna talk basketball. There were a couple of big games going on yesterday. The first one, the Celtics beat the Cavaliers 109-98. It's a lot. The Celtics won by only 11, but it felt like a lot more than that. They dominated this game. Jason Tatum, 20 points, 27 minutes. Jalen Brown, 23 points, 9 boards, 8 assists in 38 minutes. Peyton Pritchard had 18. Donovan Mitchell had 30 and 33. But, man, the Celtics look really good. I'm not even going to lie to you. I said before when we had Grant on the show that I thought the Pistons were going to win the East because it was kind of the default answer. I'm changing my answer, and I'm calling right now. I'm going to say that the Celtics are going to win the East because they're the second seed in the East without Jason Tatum, and now they got him back, and he put up 20 in both games that he's played this season, coming back from the Achilles. I like the Celtics in the East, and I think they're going to be representing the East in the finals come June. So that's my pick. I think the Celtics are going to win the East. We also got the Lakers and the Knicks. The Lakers won 110-97. Luka Doncic, 35 points in 38 minutes. Austin Reeves, 25 and 39. LeBron did not play. There are talks about LeBron not being valuable to this team, which is crazy to think about. Uh, the Heat beat the Pistons. The Spurs beat the Rockets 145-120. Wembanyama, 29 points, 30 minutes. KD, 23 and 33. Asar, or actually that's a man, apologies, to the Thompsons. 23 and 36. Spurs won by 25. And then the final big one, the Suns beat the Hornets 111-99. The Warriors played tonight. 32 and 31 Warriors coming off a loss to the defending champs. Now we get the Thunder. Or not, sorry, not Thunder. We played the Thunder. Now we get the Jazz, who do not have Jaren Jackson Jr. or Collier or Markkanen, and maybe not Keontae George, not Bailey, not Nurkic. If the Warriors don't win this game, I don't know what I'll do. Something crazy, because we should 100% win this game. So, that's good. Taking a look at some hockey scores. We're going to switch there. Let's look at who we gain points on. We're going to start, though, with an absolute barn... Blah. We're going to start with an absolute barn burner. The Sabres and the Lightning had a game yesterday that was 8-7. How many penalties were in this game? Holy moly. Penalty minutes for the Lightning 57. That's almost an hour. And the Sabres had 45 as well. The Sabres had 7 power play opportunities. And the Lightning only had 2, but the Lightning were in the penalty box for almost an hour. The game is only an hour. I know there was a massive fight at the beginning of the game. Uh, if you go on Reel and you scroll through the game, it's just penalty after penalty after penalty. What happened? These two teams, they're fighting for first in the Atlantic. Two playoff bound teams, two very good teams. They just fought over and over and over and over again. There were 15 goals. And can we see the penalties? I'm looking it up. I want to know the actual number. Oh my gosh. 15 goals, 28 penalties in this game, 102 combined penalty minutes. Also included 7 fights. This is maybe the game of all time. That's that's ridiculous. And 8, not to mention 8-7. And the cherry on top is these two teams were fighting for first place in the Atlantic. What a game. Oh my gosh. If you watch that one, I'm sure you're having fun. But now let's bring it back to the Western Conference to talk about how the Sharks gained points. We gained points on the Golden Knights, technically speaking, because we got a point on Saturday, and the Golden Knights did not get a point on the weekend. So we technically gained points, is what I'm saying. The Oilers won 4-2. The Blues beat the Ducks 4-0, which is great news for us. And the Avs beat the Wild 3-2. Let's look at the Western Conference. In first place, 1 through 3, you know what it is. It's the Avs, it's the Stars, it's the Wild. The Stars won yesterday. They have won 9 of their last 10 games. The Avs have won 8 of their last 10, and the Wild have won 7 of their last 10. These teams are just ridiculously good. Then we have the Ducks, who, despite the loss, are now in 4th place in the West, and they have 1 point advantage on the Mammoth, who are in 5th, and the Golden Knights, who are in 6th. They all have 72. The next team is the Oilers, who have 70 points. They're in 7th. They won yesterday against the Golden Knights, so they gained 2 whole points on them. Then you have the 8th seed is the Kraken. 67 points, 3 back of Edmonton. And right there, what's this? Oh, it's the Sharks with 66 points in 9th. The Kings are in 10th with 64. And the Predators are in 11th with 64 as well. So we can't be getting comfortable. It's not like the teams behind us are done. We still got to watch our backs, which is great it is great because on Saturday, the Kings lost, and so did the Predators. Yes, they did. So we got to be keeping an eye on the rearview mirror because that definitely still matters. But we're also looking ahead, and we have the Kraken in our sights. Do the Kraken play today? No, they don't. The team of note that is playing today, and two teams that we have to keep an eye on are the Kings, who are currently tied at 3 with the Blue Jackets. If this game is watchable, I will watch it just to make sure. And the Mammoth, who are ahead of us by I think it was 7 points, ahead of us by 7 points, which is a lot of points, but they're still within catchable distance. They face the Blackhawks on the road. The Sharks do not play today, so we're just going to be scoreboard watching. We're going to be watching the Kings game just to see how that goes. Um, Okay, breaking news. We're gonna move off of hockey and off of basketball because shout out Boston. We got some breaking news. What are the Raiders doing? They are signing people left and right. I guess they're trying to contend just right off the bat with the number one pick. I mean, I respect them for trying. Will it work? I don't know, but they're spending some money, dude. The Raiders signing Quay Walker, 3 years, 40 million, and the Eagles. No, no, no. The Raiders sign Nakobe Dean to a 3 year deal. So two linebackers. That's the linebacking core. Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker. That's pretty good. Going to the Raiders. And remember, the Raiders also signed Lindbaum, which I think is maybe the best signing so far. And they're going to draft Fernando Mendoza, and I think the Raiders aren't done. And they're trying. Got to give them props for that. So we talked about every sport, and we are 31 minutes in, and we are just now getting to the international baseball tournament that is turning heads all around the world. So let's talk about it. Games from yesterday. Japan beat Australia. Okay, I think we talked about that one. Cuba beat Colombia 7-4. Winning pitcher Larondo, and the save went to Martinez, and the losing pitcher was Patino. Okay, the Dominican Republic thoroughly stomped the Netherlands, 12-1. Luis Severino got the win. The loss went to Franson. Who hit homers to the DR? Oh, a lot of people. Juan Soto, Vladdy, Caminero hit one again. Austin Wells, known Dominican Austin Wells, hit a bomb. Yeah, that's Didi Gregorius is on the Netherlands. He hit a homer. Good for him, man. You know, fun fact: Didi Gregorius has 999 career hits. So I was hoping like the Rockies sign him for a day and he gets his 1,000th career hit this year. That'd be fun. But yeah, DR they crushed him. Italy beat Great Britain 7-4. The win went to Quattrini. The save went to Weissert, and the loss went to Wells. Then Panama beat Canada 4-3. Winning pitcher was Cienfuegos. Agrasal got the save, and the loss went to James Paxton. He's Canadian? Well, interesting. Israel beat Nicaragua. Dean Kramer got the win. The loss went to Rodriguez. And my head is hurting. This is a lot of talking. And Mexico, oh boy, Mexico beat Brazil 16-0. That is a lot of runs. We have breaking news from the MLB. This is instant reaction on the show. Taiwan Walker. This is not the breaking news, but Taiwan Walker got the win for Mexico, and his teammate just got extended. The Philadelphia Phillies just extended Jesus Luzardo to a 5-year. What's the money? Does not say the money. Okay. We're just going to make this a clip here. We have breaking news from the MLB. The Philadelphia Phillies are in agreement with left-hander Jesus Luzardo on a 5-year contract extension. Jesus Luzardo, he was an A prospect, traded to the Marlins in the Starling Marte deal, and he came up and debuted with Miami, and he was good. And then he went to the Phillies, and last year he took the next step and became a really great pitcher for the Phillies in a rotation full of great pitchers. Luzardo is the one who just got extended today, and it's a 5-year deal. He was going to become a free agent in this next offseason, and the Phillies said, you know what, we're just going to lock you up right now, and they did. Good for him getting paid. That's a good move for the Phillies. I like it. We have not seen the money figure yet. Haven't seen the number, did not come out. I just saw the notification, but that's breaking news for you. Oh my gosh. But like I was talking about, Mexico beat Brazil 16 to nothing. And this is a good segue because today, the United States of America will face Mexico in what could be the best game out of Pool B in this World Baseball Classic. These are two teams that are very good, and we know that. Last time these two teams met, it was in the 2023 WBC, and Mexico really brought the hammer down on us, and it was not our best game. But this time, our team is much better. And you know who's pitching? It's Paul Skeens. And I think that's going to be a big. They were saving Paul Skeens for this game. This is the most important game for the United States so far in this tournament, at least in the pool play it will be. Because Mexico, along with Italy, I do think Italy is going to be very good, and they are very good. They're playing really well. But Italy is realistically our biggest threat to not winning our pool. And this game is going to be crucial. It is a big one. These are two teams that have won all of their games, so both of their games so far. Both teams beat Great Britain and beat Brazil. Mexico is a very good lineup as well. I mean, you take a look at it, it's Duran, Rosarena, Aranda, Kirk, Telez, Gonzalez, Thomas, Ortiz, who's hitting sixth. It doesn't really say. That's all right. Starting pitcher for today for Mexico. They're not showing a projected starting pitcher. I mean, I don't know who else they have. They have Walker. I know that they have a decent bullpen. I guess we'll figure out who's starting later. But we know who's starting for the United States. It's Paul Skeens, the reigning Cy Young winner in the NL, the 2024 NL Rookie of the Year, and he was really good last year. And he is probably the well, I don't want to say the best because Skubal is the best pitcher, but Skeens is the second best. Skeens is the best right-handed pitcher in the world right now, and he's going to be making his first WBC start against Mexico. The lineup, though, for the United States looks like this. It's the big boys: Witt, Harper, Judge, Schwarber, Bregman, Raleigh, Anthony, Buxton, and Terang. That team, if you put them in the show, they go 162 and 0. That is a ridiculously good lineup. And I think this game is going to be a good one. And I think the United States is going to win this game. It's not going to be super close, but I don't think it's going to be a mercy rule either. I think it's going to go the full 9, and the United States might have to use some of their bullpen pieces. I think it's going to be not super close, but not, close enough for comfort. Too close for comfort, I should say. But I'm excited for this game. I think it's the biggest test so far for the U.S., so we're going to see how they respond to it. I'm going to be live streaming it. It's going to be a ton of fun, so join if you can. Let's talk about other games, though. Korea. Yesterday, I thought Korea was eliminated. Turns out they just clinched earlier this morning by beating Australia. So Jung-hoo's team is advancing to the second round. They did not do that last time, but this time they did. Winning pitcher in this 7-2 game was Young Sun, and the losing pitcher was Wells for Australia. And then Colombia beat Panama. Winning pitcher was Bergner. Garcia got the save. The losing pitcher was Garcia. So two different Garcias. Don't worry. The Dominican continued to just hit some bombs. They beat Israel 10-1. Fernando hit a bomb. O'Neal Cruz hit a bomb. Actually, that's not too many bombs, considering that they scored 10 runs. But yeah, they really crushed him. Brian Bayo got the start. He went 5 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit. It was a home run, and so 1 earned run, and 7 strikeouts. The home run, the only hit he gave up. Great outing from Bayo. Great Britain got their first win. They beat Brazil 8-1. Winning pitcher was, who's this guy? Gary Gill Hill. He got the win in this game. Gary Gill Hill. Whoa, that's a name. And then I think that's Brendan Beck. I think that's Tristan Beck's brother. He was started this game. He went 4 scoreless. Didn't give up a hit. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Tristan Beck pitched in this game. 1 inning pitched, 1 strikeout. No runs. Good for him. Love to see the Giants doing well. And De Silva, he got the loss in this one. Um, yeah. Other games, Cuba, Puerto Rico should be a pretty good one, and then Venezuela, Nicaragua. So many things to talk about. Let's go over to the. We still have more though. We got the Giants. Let's talk about Landon and Root. The Giants won 9-5 yesterday against the Cubs, scoring 3 runs in the eighth inning. 4 runs in the sixth inning, 3 runs in the eighth inning, and then that really helped the Giants in this one. They won it 9-5 over the Cubs. Um, let's talk about Landon Roop. He went 3 innings pitched. He gave up 1 run on 2 hits and a walk. He struck out 2. And I was able to watch this game actually. They did televise this one because it was a weekend game. And I thought that Landon Roop stuff looked excellent. The curveball, filthy per usual, but I was really impressed with the sinker. And the sinker was a pitch that really helped him last year because teams were either sitting fastball or sitting curveball, and they would wait for the one that they were sitting on and they would hammer it. But adding the sinker and the changeup as well really helped Landon Roop become a great pitcher for us in the summer of last year. I don't want to say great. He was good. He was solid for his role. But from what I saw in spring training, and I've been hyping him up this entire spring training, I think Landon Roop is going to make the jump from good pitcher to great pitcher this year. I said it at the end of last episode, kind of, spazzing, but I think it's not unrealistic for me to say I think Landon Roop is going to be an all-star next year. I think he's going to have that type of first half and then continue it throughout the year. That's what I think. And I'm probably crazy to say that right now, but when we get to July and Landon Root is the starter for the national, that's a bit much. But when he's on the All Star team, it won't sound so crazy. And if he's not, then we can just chalk it up to the fact that this is at the 42-minute mark and I'm going a little bit nuts. But I really like Landon Root, and I think he's going to have a great year for us this year. Oh my gosh. My brain hurts. Today, the Giants and the Angels, Robbie Ray makes a start. That's it. I'm done. Oh no, I gotta do some more stuff. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're still here, go comment something down below. Um, this was a long one, and I'm gonna go rest my brain. Probably gonna go ice my brain. I'm exhausted. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.